Hello there, this is DJ Gallup of Courageous Consciousness. Thank you so much for coming back. Today I'm doing a video that's going to be a little bit different in that I want to talk about how law of attraction can apply to politics. And the reason that I wanted to talk about this subject today is because I listen to a lot of Abraham Hicks. I have a lot of their books on tape. I usually keep a couple of their CDs out in the car. And so, I've been, listening to them quite a lot recently. And one thing that they always say in their recordings and, channeled from Abraham is that you want to pay attention to things you want, and you don't want to put mental energy into things that you don't want. And the reason for that is because whether you're putting mental energy into something you want or whether you're putting mental energy into something that you don't want, whatever you're putting your mental energy into is something that you are going to get. And the whole thought is that basically we are like born into this world of contrast. And so contrast is basically kind of their term for the things in the world that you don't really want, the things that you don't really like. And by experiencing contrast, then you will actually kind of have these ideas about what it is you want. So by experiencing things that you don't want, you'll actually know what you do want. And it actually makes a ton of sense, right? So I've been thinking that this could be really well applied to politics and our political situation. And where I see this, there's a really, really loud bird outside. Anyway, so where this applies to politics is, if you guys are anything like me, you probably, have a Facebook account or some sort of social media account, and you probably have all of your friends on there and everything. And I know, just personally, I tend to be kind of on the liberal side of things. I don't make it a huge issue, but I tend to be fairly liberal, and that's cool. But I understand there are some awesome conservatives out there. If you are one, thank you for being an awesome conservative. But anyway, a lot of my friends on Facebook are huge, huge, huge Trump bashers. And in a way, I get it, and certainly we saw the same exact thing during the Obama administration too. We saw people on the other side really trash Obama the entire time he was president. And, but all I'm seeing, every time Trump says something that, maybe isn't the most intelligent thing, or whenever he is making a decision that we really disagree with, or whenever, some big scandal comes up, which it feels like there's been 1,000, but, there's been a lot of little scandals in the Trump presidency. All I see when I go to my Facebook is just post after post after post from my friends. And what are they all saying? They are just all trashing him left and right. Oh, I can't believe Trump did this. Oh, Trump is so stupid. Trump is an imbecile. Trump doesn't know what he's doing. Trump should be impeached. And I see these messages all day long every time I go on my dang Facebook page. And let me tell you, I understand where people's frustrations come from, because when you really do want your country to be run in a particular way, and you really want certain goals to be met, and you want certain parts of a campaign to be fulfilled, you get kind of disappointed when things are going the opposite direction, right? When there's that contrast. So, for people who are liberal and who, like things like, God forbid, gay rights or whatever, you are going to get really distraught when you see, the president signing, into bill or signing into law all sorts of things that go against what you believe, or, removing protections that had been put in place by a prior administration. But here's the thing, is my friends are putting in so much wasted energy. And I wish I could just take the time to reply to every single one of them and go, no, you guys are doing it wrong. You have to do it the law of attraction way. And what I've learned over time is, even if you don't believe in the law of attraction, even if this is something that is completely foreign to you and you just think is like the weirdest thing in the world and you just choose completely not to believe it, one thing I've learned by studying law of attraction over the last few years is that it is really useful in just making you feel better. And that is sometimes all we need. Sometimes we just need to feel better. And that is a really good feeling. And once again, all these noises, I think that's my fridge. Yeah. Anyway, so what I would encourage people to do is, when you are hearing Trump talk about something that you are just not agreeing with, or when he's doing something that you view as being stupid, then rather than pointing it out and hoping that that is going to change things, just realize that it's not going to do a damn thing. You are just talking into this void of other people who are just complaining about the same thing, and it's not going to change anything. So by your going on to Facebook and complaining about the president or complaining about politics, it's not going to change a single darn thing. So what can you do? That's really the big question. And the first thing I would suggest you do if you are unhappy with the current political climate is yeah, I know, trumpets. Yeah, pay attention to what you do want. It's such a simple change in your mindset. Instead of recognizing all of those things that you don't like and don't want, which is really easy to do, just switch your mind over and say, okay, that's not what I want, but what I do want is this over here. And of course, one way we could do that right now is we can take a look at all of the people running for president over on the Democratic side. I think we have 22 people currently running on the Democratic side. And, you may not love all of them. That's totally cool. You might like some more than you like others. But the first thing you could do is not trash them. Do not trash these people. I mean, all of these people over on the Democratic side, they are all doing what they think is right. Whether you believe it or not, or whether you like their policies or not, what they think they're doing is right. So trashing them is also not going to be a useful thing. So what you can do is think about what it is that really is important to you. Are there certain policies that you really want put into legislation? Are there things in the country, is there a certain way that you want it to be led? Are there qualities in the upcoming president that you are really looking for? And then actually look at the candidates and focus on what you want and find the candidate that most represents your beliefs and your lifestyle and what you're looking to get out of the next presidency. And this is so important. On one of the Law of Attraction CDs I have in my car, Abraham was asked a question which was very simple, which was, what do you think is one of the biggest issues that humans have, or what's one of the biggest misconceptions that humans have? And Abraham said, one of the biggest things that humans do is they think that in order to change things, in order to improve things, they have to continuously point out the things that they don't like. Right? And don't we do that so often? Yeah. So we just need to change our mindset. So rather than just focusing on everything we don't like, which is really easy to do, it's really easy to bang that drum of, I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like this person. Rather than focusing on that, focus on what it is that you do truly want. And what you also have to understand, especially if you are someone who does believe in law of attraction and who studies law of attraction, is that you have to understand, and you may hate to hear this, because my friend Mark said this to me the first time, and I hated when he said this, hated. And he said, one of the biggest misconceptions is that President Trump is one of the greatest manifestors in the entire world. We hate to think about it like that, but everyone uses law of attraction, whether you want to or not. Everyone uses law of attraction. And, and you can see that Trump is a magnificent manifester in his own life. I mean, of course, not only did he become president when no one thought he was ever going to be president realistically, but, look at even, his whole history. I mean, he became a billionaire. Obviously, of course, he, had a lot of, help from his father, and he was able to really, get a great springboard to go into being a wealthy person. But, all he talks about all day is how successful he is. He writes books, like The Art of the Deal. I mean, he was writing The Art of the Deal while he was going through bankruptcies, like while his entire empire was collapsing and while he was losing hundreds of millions of dollars, was when he was writing The Art of the Deal. It didn't matter that his company wasn't doing well. In his mind, he was a successful self-made billionaire. And we see this time and time and time again. He just is really great at manifesting. What he says about himself and what he thinks about himself may not actually jive with the actual truth that has been reported by, New York Times and Washington Post, but he puts enough thought into it and he puts enough mental energy into this stuff where he's able to manifest it and where other people see it in him. So we have to understand, as people who may not be his biggest fans, that he is a magnificent manifester. And so what we need to do if we want someone else to run the country who will do a good job for us is we need to realize that we need to start manifesting, and we need to start doing that by focusing on exactly what we want, putting our mental energy there, putting some work in there, putting some action in there, and moving forward. And the first thing you can do right now is just stop complaining about the president, because it's not going to do you a darn bit of good. It certainly doesn't seem to be affecting him one bit. So we just have to understand he is who he is, and despite all of the little faults and all of the controversies surrounding him, he is a magnificent manifester. So we just have to be an even better manifester if we want to have a wonderful new president in place. So I'm going to leave it there today. I hope you guys come back. I hope you hit the like button, the subscribe button. I hope to see you guys soon. Have a great day.